Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the North Carolina Business Podcast. Here we talk with the owners about their products and services that they offer in their business, and we learn about their story. We find out about their life's journey and what was it that inspired them to become entrepreneurs. So grab a glass of iced tea or your beverage of choice and join us in a nice conversation to get to know another great North Carolina business owner.
I have the three other businesses that all kind of work together. Kangen Water, and that is an alkalizing ionized water system that restructures the water. Water basically has 26 to 28 molecules in a cluster just out of your tap or out of a bottle. And Kangen Water takes the water, your water source from your tap, and runs it over. And they're titanium plates that are double platinum covered, and the water slowly runs over their surfaces, and it breaks up the molecules and electrically charges the water, kind of like our plants go crazy when there's a thunderstorm and rain. They thrive the next day if the sun comes out. So this electrically charges our water. We don't put anything in the water, it just electrifies it. And it breaks those molecules down to 5 to 6 molecules per cluster. So it's small enough to get into our cells, and it pushes those toxins out, and it hydrates us immediately. So this has been kind of our missing link to our health and our terrific vitamins with absorption through the roof. And then we have the water on top of that. I can also clean my house with the water. We clean the pesticides off of our fruits and vegetables, even when we buy organic, which is not typical because everything has been touched by rain just about, and you're pulling the toxins through the air that land on your plants. So we can wash all the toxins and the pesticides off of our fruits and vegetables before we eat them. The taste is phenomenal. Kind of tastes like what our grandparents grew in the garden. And we have medicinal water. We have a 2.5 hypochlorous acid water that kills germs on contact. It's 10 times stronger than bleach. We have a unit that makes the most potent sanitizer in the world. Hospitals use this. In Japan, this unit is called Kangen Alkalizing Ionized Water. And the units are made in Japan, and these are in Japanese hospitals. And who are some of the most healthy people in the world? The Japanese. So it's been a really good.
That's nice. That's nice. And you hook it up to your water system, or you hook it up to your faucet, right? In the
to your faucet, exactly. Yep. And we travel with it. If we leave home, if we're just gone for the day, we'll take our water with us. But if we're gone overnight, the Kangen water unit goes with us. So we are never without our water. We make our coffee with it, our hot tea, our iced tea. I boil our eggs in the beauty water, which is a 6.0 pH. And we drink 9.5 pH. So in 1931, Dr. Otto Warburg won the Nobel Peace Prize when he discovered that cancer only grows in an acidic environment. So God made our organs where they're all going to have their own level of pH. I mean, my stomach cannot be a high alkaline balance because it would never break down my food. But every organ stays the pH it needs to be, but I can get my body alkaline with this water. I don't want to eat 72 bowls of broccoli a day. Believe me, anybody that's around me doesn't want me to either. But raw broccoli, organic. But I can change the water I drink. And the taste of our food and our coffee is just unbelievable because of that small micro clustering. There's little 5 to 6 molecules that go into that. It penetrates quickly. We use half the amount of coffee, half the amount of tea, because it's absorbing into those leaves and those beans so quickly and just expressing the flavor. So it's been a great blessing for us. You know, we're 57 and 67, and we just take our vitamins and our water, so we're not on medications, which is a blessing. And it's been a great gift to us. And so I share that with people that are interested. You know, I don't push anything except for a broom.
Exactly. And the Kangen water, you would help people to learn the different levels that the water needs to be for different things. So for cleaning vegetables, it's at one level, for drinking another one, and
exactly.
Like that, right?
Good question. Yes. This unit makes the SD, like Debbie, 501 is our flagship model. I would say 99% of all of my customers purchase that unit. And it makes 7 different types of water, so 7 different pH levels.
Mm-hmm.
So pH has a 14-point value. So if I want 11.5 highly acidic, it feels very soapy. It's not, it's just so alkaline that it feels very smooth. And that's what we wash our fruits and vegetables with. I tenderize our meats with it before I cook them. But the opposite end of that, the 11.5 comes out of the top hose, and then your strong acidic water is 2.5. So, you know, I'm not the best with math, but 11.5 and 2.5, you got your 14 points. So is that right? 11, 12, 13, 14, it works every time. Math is amazing. So the bottom hose will give me my 2.5, which will kill, you know, that 10 times stronger than bleach. And it actually smells like chlorine. We do use salt to produce the 11.5 and the 2.5, but we don't ingest that unless you've got food poisoning. So it's just a minuscule amount of salt on a side vessel that when you push that 2.5 acidic water, it opens up that side vessel and puts a little bit of salt into the water to produce that level of pH.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, that's great.
And we are worldwide. I have a missionary friend that stayed with us for about 11, 12 days. And he and his wife and he's a pastor in Ghana, and beautiful, beautiful couple. And I had never seen such black skin in my life. Gorgeous. I mean, just radiant. And they purchased a unit for their village in Ghana because they now have clean, alkalizing, ionized water and love it. So you can go to the store and buy alkaline water, but they're just making it alkaline with baking soda, which is not good for your organs. So be careful with that. You're not getting the same thing. That's alkaline. Ours is alkalizing. It's changing your body as you drink it. And people say, well, I'm drinking bottled water, I'm safe. Well, every bottle of water has been heated to 185 degrees for pasteurization. The government requires that. So we've always been told, don't leave a bottle of water in a hot car because you'll get those toxins out of the water, you know, out of the bottle that have leached into the water.
Right. Yeah,
it's already poisonous. Yep, toxins. Every bottle of water sold in the U.S. has a minimum of 19 cancer-causing agents already in the water because they heated it to 185 degrees. And every bottle of water has a date on it. The people that make the water know not to move that out of that holding room until 6 to 8 months because it would kill anybody that drank it. They've got to wait for all of those toxins to kind of leach out of the plastic that would be lethal. So that's kind of frightening. And there are tons of particles of plastic in the water that we're drinking. It's like, why? And what are we doing to our environment? I mean, a family of 4 drinking average 4 bottles of water a day. Those are going right into the landfill and they don't break up. We're killing our earth. So we use, stainless steel containers to drink out of, or a glass bottle. And we're part of the solution, not a part of the problem. These units last 25 to 30 years. You can send them in and have the plates reconditioned. You got another 25 to 30 years.
Oh,
So,
nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
so it's a good solution.
Yes, yes. I've never been one to buy bottled water. We have a couple of bottles here, some of the big ones, just in case if before
Right.
especially the COVID now, if something happened and the electricity went out and we weren't able to get water, I wanted to just have some just in
Smart.
case. But yeah, we haven't been too much on buying bottled water. I always thought it was a little bit strange when you just, we're lucky enough to live in places where the water, is fresh out of the faucet, to go and buy bottles of it from a store that, like you said, been stored somewhere you don't know how long. I always thought that was different. Yeah.
And most bottled water is nothing but municipal water. They're using the water out of your tap, bottling it, heating it, and then selling it back to you. It's over $81 billion industry, bottled water is. It's crazy.
Right.
Do you know how bottled water got
to the
started?
Eskimos, right?
Exactly. Bottled water got started because there was a little bit of this type of petroleum oil left over. And they were like, what are we going to do with this? We have to find a way to sell it. So they found a formula to take that leftover residual petroleum oil and form it into the plastic. And they're like, well, we can't just sell empty plastic. I'll put some water in it and sell it. That's how the bottled water industry got started.
Yeah, that's multi-billion-dollar industry
them,
nowadays.
But horrible for our environment.
Right. That's for sure.
So,
good.
And then I have one more business to date, and this is just a very big need in America right now. What if somebody told you that what it would take in as little as half to 1/3 of the time pay off your mortgage, your credit cards, your student loans, your car loans, your land loans, all of your debt? What if in as little as 1/2 to 1/3 time you would be completely debt free, and we would guarantee it if you follow a system? I would say, where do I find out more information? So we are partnering with a company that uses the algorithms of the banking system that figure out how much we are paying in interest. And we're sharing this with family after family after family. We've got a house payment, land payment. We've got a small car loan. I've got credit card. So put an S on that, credit cards. And we're going to be completely debt free in, a flash. No extra money, no changing our lifestyle, not refinancing, not restructuring our loans. It's just using what you've got today and using the algorithms of this system that are extremely complicated and wiping out our debt and turning debt into wealth. I spoke with a young man the other day that had a 30-year mortgage, and he and his wife, with a small car loan, that was it, will be completely debt-free in 12 years. They've only made like 2 or 3 payments on their mortgage, saving over $120,000 in interest. And yes, it's legal. I would never align myself with something that wasn't legal. This company's been around, was founded in 1997 as a mortgage company. But we're offering hope to families that just say, we'll just die in debt. There's no way we'll ever get out from under this. You don't keep accruing debt. You get out from under it and you pay cash for your purchases, So it's really exciting.
That's great. So it's working more towards paying off principal earlier and paying off.
It's however the algorithms work. It's not like a Susie Orman or Dave Ramsey or Tony Robbins. All of those are terrific systems, but this takes all of those and puts them together. I mean, if I just paid down my highest interest debt, or if I just took off my smallest loan and paid it off, those are all great tools, and they've been tremendous help to many families. But this is basically a GPS for financial health. I had much rather go from North Carolina to California with a GPS system than to open up a paper map and find my way, not knowing what roads are closed, what roads are under construction, or where dangerous rock slide might be. The GPS knows exactly where to have me send my money. And I have a beautiful MoneyMax account that shows me exactly what to do on what day. And I just follow the system. They do not have our bank accounts. They don't have our social security number. I mean, just like your GPS, it doesn't have your bank account. It's just, you put in the information. I tell them what's in my checking account, what's in my savings account. They don't have my number. I'm just giving them a number. And I tell them what my commitments are, what my utilities are, and it tells me what to do. The other day I moved like $87.12 from checking to savings. And that was the pinpoint of the algorithms that day that would save me money. Don't ask me how. I've done 3 transfers just from checking to savings. I'm the only one that has the information of my accounts. And in less than 6 weeks, we've already saved over $1,000 in interest. I don't know how it works. I just know it does work. And we've got thousands of people that are successfully using this program. And again, if you follow their plan and you do the program as it prompts you to do, you can choose not to. Then you are guaranteed to have your debt paid off. I have a debt-free date to the day. If I earn extra money, my debt-free date's going to become faster because I've got more money to put towards my debt.
Right.
If I just, if I decide Peter and I want to go to Italy on a vacation because he loves Italy, then I can put this into the system and say, you know, in 2 years, we would like to take a nice vacation to Italy. Well, it will automatically start telling me how to save the money for that. And it will show me how much longer it will take to be debt-free if we take that $15,000 trip, $20,000 trip to Italy. What if I'm looking to buy an investment property? I don't have a GPS, but it does. It tells me exactly, say I want to buy a $225,000 investment property. I can plug that into the numbers and it'll say, okay, your closing cost, all of that, at whatever percentage you're paying, this will take you an extra 5 years to pay off. I mean, imagine paying off a $225,000 mortgage in estimated 5 years. This is pulling it out of the air now. These are not your numbers or my numbers. But now I plug in the income from that investment property because I have a renter in there. Zoom, the years go back down. So in actuality, I can have an investment income in this scenario and only add maybe 2 years to my debt. So I'll have my main mortgage paid off. I'll be completely debt free, and I will have a rental property at a value of $225,000 with a tenant in it. I mean, how does that system work? It's amazing. So I'm having great fun showing families just like ours how you can get out of this overwhelming, burdening debt. And every Monday night we have a call about debt on how did we get here? How did we as Americans fall into this trap? Why did we buy into it? And it's just an overview of debt. You know, it all started with the diner's card, you know.
Oh, I think that's a big problem. Right. I think it's a huge problem anyway, because a lot of people think, especially with the credit card mentality and the big house mentality, I want to buy the biggest house because I want to show up my coworker, or just the fact that I can get it. But I mean, I've seen some cases that you think, okay, these people have 2 or 3 really nice cars, this huge house, clothes, whatever. They are up to here in debt, and monthly payments, and they
I know. I
may
always
have
thought,
$500
"Oh, they pay
left over at the end of the month. It's very
yeah."
different, and
The
that's
sad, the
interesting.
sad thing is that we use money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people that we don't even know.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Exactly.
it's ridiculous. So
Yes. Yes.
I was embarrassed for years that we had debt. I thought we were the only one that had debt. And I know God doesn't want us living in debt. It's okay to buy a house. It's okay to buy a car. I get that. But we don't want to just live there. We want to get that paid for. Our grandparents didn't have debt. They saved and saved and saved until they could pay for something. And we're instant gratification nation. And that's not
Right.
the way God wants me to live. And I know in his word, he doesn't want us living that way.
Right.
So it's been an answer to prayer to us. And we would never put our name on something that we didn't believe God was directing us toward, or that we had investigated thoroughly to know that it was legitimate and honorable. So
is it like a membership with ongoing information,
no,
or it's okay?
you purchase the program. It is yours for life. And
Okay.
there's no one set price. It depends on what your debt is. And I thought, well, we won't be able to afford it. Something that I keep running into is people that say, we can make that payment. Sure. Let's go buy that car. We have enough money to make the payment. Making the payment is not what it's about. Just because you can afford the payment does not mean you can afford the purchase. So, we don't look that 63% of that is going back to the bank in interest sometimes, depending
Right.
on what your interest loan is.
Exactly.
So I'd much rather put that 63% in my pocket and invest it and turn it into, a nest egg for us in our retirement. So
Most
not that I think
definitely.
we'll ever retire, but
Well, yeah,
so,
I'm sure little by little it will. Yeah, I mean, you guys are still young, so there's still plenty
woohoo.
of time to think about that. Excellent.
But
What?
anyway,
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the term multi-potentialite?
no.
Heard of that? Well, I have a feeling that that is a term that would describe you and probably me as well. It is a person who has many different interests and creative pursuits in life.
Wow.
So,
Spell that
yeah.
for me.
Well, it's multi and then potential, and then ite at the end. Multi-potentialite.
I like it.
Yes, I heard of that term just recently, and it was like another revelation. It's like, oh my gosh, now there is something to describe me and to describe a lot of people, because sometimes we think that we're kind of the odd ones having different careers or having different businesses, but there are a lot of people who I think fit under this category, and I think it takes personal reflection sometimes to realize that we're not the kind of people that we only want to do just one thing our entire lives, that we enjoy doing different things. And it's been really nice to talk with you and about your professional endeavors and your businesses, and that you do have different categories, different types of businesses, and you seem to be able to handle working on one intensively, and then and help other people in different aspects.
Well, thank you. I always thought it was just because I was ADD, ADHD that I couldn't focus. So, but I have to say the water and the vitamins have helped with that. But
That's great.
I was thinking this week, I get so excited about these possibilities that God has laid in our laps. And I was looking at my calendar earlier. I always check, see what's headed up for the week on Sunday evenings. And I have an upcoming decorating job. I have an organizing job. I have a cleaning job. I've got several lined up that are so excited about getting out of debt. And then I've got just tomorrow, I'm getting 2 new Kangen units in 2 people's homes, so wow, it's a busy week. And we're so excited that we're going to get to go back to church soon. We have a very small church, but we've been blessed to have our pastor doing the Sunday sermons online, but there's nothing like gathering with the believers and just being back together and singing and worshiping. And we're very involved in our church, and that's the highlight of our lives. And it's God first in our home, and each other second, and then our families, and then our careers. So sometimes it takes a lot of prayer to keep it balanced. And sometimes I can see my feet print down the hall because we live in the country and there's lots of dust. And I'm like, okay, time to get to it, girl, in your own home. But, it's a fun life, and we are so blessed to get to live it and share it with others. And all along the way, we want to let people know that God loves them and that He loves them personally, and that He is never but a prayer away. So that's the wind beneath our wings, is our relationship with Jesus Christ. And if you don't know Him, please reach out to me and let me introduce Him to you. It would be the joy of my life to do that. So Amanda, I thank you so much for this opportunity and this time shared with you, my sweet cousin that lives over across the pond.
Well, you guys will have to, not just Italy, but Spain as well. So
Peter has a big list of places he wants to visit in Spain. So
nice.
But thank you so much.
Yes. And how can people get in touch with you? Would you like to, say a specific way, or I can include the
Sure.
addresses down below?
I like to keep things simple. So it's Deborah Ann Fields at AOL.com, Deborah the biblical way, DeborahAnn, no E, Fields, Fields at AOL.com, or you can always text or call me at 646-418-2183. That's 646-418-2183. And I would be happy to talk with you and see if we could help meet each other's needs. So thank you
great.
so much, Amanda.
Yes.
And I'm excited about promoting your coaching sessions, the Life Coach. What a incredible tool for anybody, whether you're a housewife, a corporate executive, or a student saying, what do I do with all these choices? It's for anyone. And I'm thrilled that you have started this. You have so much information and such a great wisdom and a wealth of experience to bring to your clients. And I know you grow through this as well as they do. So
Most
I'm
definitely.
very excited for that. And of course, the podcast. I'm thrilled to be a part of this, and I thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on, and this has been so much fun, and I've learned some new things too about you and your businesses, and I hope the folks that are listening can, if they're interested, to let you know. And it's been a wealth of information about many different aspects. So thank you so much, Debbie. It's been great, and we'll be in touch.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us in this episode of the North Carolina Business Podcast. If you're listening on iTunes, please subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the little bell beside the subscribe button so you'll be notified when the next episode comes out. If you or anyone you know is a North Carolina business owner and would like to be on this podcast, please let me know by sending an email to amanda@bestlifeinspire.com. Thank you very much, and we look forward to you joining us on the next episode.